Hi everybody. So today you're going to be doing a activity for understanding the circulatory system and the respiratory system. So in order to do that, you will need a sheet of paper. This can be butcher paper that you can cut off the roll, and you're probably going to want to do this on the floor so that you have the most space. So basically what you're going to do is one person in your group is going to be in charge of being the outline. So that person probably needs to get their hair out of the way, is going to get drawn onto the paper. And this does not have to be pretty, right? This is just basic outline shape. Can be alien, right? Show me to your leader. Anyway, it doesn't have to be pretty. But what you're really trying to do is to show what's going on in the respiratory and the circulatory system. So what you're going to do is you're going to draw the heart onto your person, and you can use the lovely sheet that you have in your workbook, and you don't have to be a perfect artiste, just trace it. So if you stick the workbook underneath, you can start to see the different outlines of the heart. And so you'll have somebody that's essentially in charge of tracing the different pieces of the heart. So what you'll end up with by the end of this is a pretty good outline of the actual proportional structures of the heart. Then you're going to want to draw the respiratory system. So obviously you're going to need the mouth, and the mouth leads to the pharynx, the larynx, the trachea, and then down to the bronchi where it starts to split off and go to the two different lungs. So the key is, can you label all these pieces? So after you have a decent diagram, or actually while you have an artist, clearly that is not me, working on the poster, you have other people in charge of writing down what are the parts to the circulatory system and the respiratory system and their function. And you're going to do that on separate Post-its. So, for example, here is the aorta of the heart. So, I'm going to draw a line from the aorta way out so it's not in the way of anything else. And I'm going to write aorta. Then I'm going to make a separate Post-it note for the function of the aorta, which is to pump blood out to the rest of the body. So you have a second Post-it with the function. So you're starting to get the idea that by the end of this, you're going to have a lot of Post-its, which is true. So make sure you leave yourself enough room. Now, the real key is to make it something like this, where notice how each of the descriptions don't overlap each other. That's important, because if you have the aorta here, and then you have the pharynx here, and then you have the larynx there, and then you have the lung here, and you've got the bronchi there, you see how this is going to turn into a mess really fast? So, artists, when you're making your beautiful model, please make sure that you think about where could you bring the labels down, or to the side, or to the other side, to try to spread it out and make some room. So the goal of this is, by the end, you're going to have a lovely poster. This is just the circulatory system as an example. I didn't put the respiratory system on here, hence it's this small. What you want to be able to do is get your group members to know where to put the Post-its. So today is mostly for making the poster, making the Post-its of the labels, and making the Post-its of the functions. So you're going to want to use your packet for that information. Then, what you want to do is practice. So if you take all the labels and mix them up, and then each person in the group needs a chance to practice where they put the labels on the poster and somebody can be like, that's not where they go. So I recommend you do it correctly the first time and you get all the correct Post-its in the correct places. Take a picture. That's your key. Now, each group member tries to remember where they go. What's going to happen is one of your group members is going to be chosen at random to be the group's quizzer. So there's only one quiz per group. So anybody in the group might be the one that has to come and put Post-its on your poster. Okay? Now you can't put numbers on it or any little sneaky designs. So one thing that we can always do is use my extra set and give you that to work with. So you should know, based on the picture, what is each of the components of the circulatory and respiratory system and what is the function. And those need to go on separate Post-its. So by the end of this class period, you're going to have a beautiful poster, better than mine. You're going to have all your labels and all your functions. But to keep them safe, once you know you have them all, you can put them in a Ziploc bag, staple the bag to the bottom of your poster, and we'll be able to use them again another day. So it's your responsibility as a group member to memorize all the parts of the heart and all the parts of the respiratory system to be ready in case you are the one getting quizzed. I wish you the best of luck.